can't seem to stop thinking of you. The times that we spend together. My soul and my mind. No other child can make me feel the way you do. Whoa, I'm so in love with you. All the time, so heavy on my mind all the time. Greetings, it's the Winged Show. Got a little bit of golden nuggets for y'all, info. Encourage you guys, fight for your kids, men. Stop being boys. You're a boy if you're not fighting. Man up, fight for your kids. Subject today. Oh, y'all, I got a hater. Or something like that. But anyway, this is what happened. Somebody told me, they said, because I got a blessing and the opportunity to pay off, do a compromise arrears, which I'm going to show you guys for a Title 4D crime family, that because I didn't, I missed my blessing from God. So I honestly didn't know that God was in cooperation with the business for profit that uses kids for revenge and money, and also it's that, you know, he's in the money business. Okay, whatever. So kind of like that, and but I've also been told that I should have took one for the team. And taking one for the team meaning just pay child support. And really, I think like most boys do, because only a boy would do that, not a real man, would pay a debt and then have hatred or unconcern for a child that they help bring into the world. So that I couldn't do. I think if I would have taken one for the team, my conscience would have been eating me up by now. I would have been a drug addict, alcoholic, unpositive. Let's be very clear. I do this for the kids. For not only the young kids, to the 25-year-olds that are still kids, before they go through this nightmare. It's up to you, kids. You need to fight. You need to fight for to have the rights of both providers. Hopefully a mom and dad, not a parent, somebody who's just paying the debt and really don't care about you, have no concern, don't spend no time. And you got to ask them for that. They got to look at you, or they can't look at you and tell that you need new clothes, shoes, whatever. And they so lazy they won't get off to go and get it for you because you're just a child and you didn't ask to come here. Funny story. When I was growing up as a kid, my mom was incarcerated, and when I used to stay with my stepmom, Mom Linda, and kids, they know, you just want to be spoiled and you want attention. So I couldn't wait for her to get off work because I knew she worked in the the cafeteria for us. She always had a bunch of change, and I wanted to go play the video games. So I would pester her until she kicked in. She used to tell me, I'm a boy, you a pest. Did you do your chores? Yep, I did them. That's one thing. I was grounded with that. I had to sweep, mop the floor, and empty the trash. And that's what, I mean, if these kids today do not have chores, you guys are ruining them. You're giving them the okay that they could just play a video game, eat, do nothing, live free. So eventually they're going to look for another dummy to continue that trend for them, whether it's some dumb female that's going to work, let them sit at home and do nothing. It's just a bad trend for our boys not to be taught to be men. You continuing to raise a boy, a grown boy that's eating up food, doing all this other stuff, but yet they won't clean up the yard. They won't cut a lawn that's the size of a living room and a dining room. You buy them all kind of tennis shoes, but you won't buy them boots and gloves to do some yard work. You won't buy them a tool set, a hammer, a screwdriver. Tell them a broom, a shovel. Tell them to go clean something up. How trifling is it for your kids to allow you as an adult or as their pay rent, whatever you are, probably just a pay rent, because they don't, if they're letting you live like that, they don't care about you. Because you would think it would be a team effort and you guys would all get up together and say, hey, let's clean this up. Let's fix this. Let's figure it out. Let's Google it. Let's try. You could fail. At least you try. Unless you just got it like that, the money, then pay somebody. But you better find some type of moral standards and grounds for these whack boys to grow up on, instead of just letting them be pigs and just tear stuff up. I mean, have no appreciation for anything. Everything's that easy, so they just getting it and don't have no concern over it. Tear it up and then be looking at your dumb ass for another one. Hey, it's like when we at Glamis and they're jumping down the hill and the kids jump down the hill, or I'm just saying the little rich white kids jump down the hill, roll the razor, call up, Dad, hey, can you send another one? We just rolled that one. But anyway, man, this needs to change. You guys got boys out here that are 20, 30 years old, can't even change a flat tire. Don't even have enough sense to get a rake and a shovel and clean something up. So trifling nasty that they'll just let dog feces sit around. They won't even try and pick it up, put it in the trash. But you allow them to have a pet? That's animal cruelty. That's inhumane for an animal. Where's PETA at on these deals? Where's PETA when there's animals running around on the streets in the neighborhood? But anyway, that's a whole different story. Let's get to what I got. I got some receipts for y'all. These is facts. So, in the midst of my compromised arrears, and again, this is as young people, kids, grandkids. Remember, this is also major pushed and influenced by my granddaughters, Paris and Jordan, who I do not know. They do not know me because of Title 4D corruption, parental alienation, corruption. I mean, just ignorance. To even keep a kid from their resources, from what can help them grow. So I'm pretty sure in a time like right now that I'm not seeing my granddaughters, I don't know them, I'm pretty sure they're okay. They got everything they need. And they got great influence too. You know, they've been camping, they've been riding motorcycles, maybe even snowboarding and stuff like that. Okay. But I wrote this way back when and created this flyer. Guys, if you're battling with these whack females, attack them. Just like you see that video in the background. That's the video I took every time I went to go pick up my son. So I can document. I'll play the volume on another session and you can hear. When they ask me, what are you here for? What do you got the camera? I'm just documenting what I got to go through to be a good dad, basically. So, this flyer was, the background is a restraining order. that I showed on another video that they got for me. But anyway, it says, this is a calling to my son and all young people. This is not your fault. Know right from wrong. Don't be used by parents, grandparents, police officers, mediators, judges, or anyone who brainwashes and keeps you away from family. This is a double standard. Both parents, hopefully you get a mom and a dad, should have equal rights to be involved. Stop this selfish, immoral condoning of bloodline bitterness and genocide. A person with morals and integrity is for the best interest of any child. Anyone else is only using a child for revenge and money and power. Stop this abuse. This is a message to my son and all young and old people. So put them out. Make them famous for doing this. Take pictures. Show that you tried. But so in lieu of the person telling me that I missed my blessing and I should have did the compromise arrears. Let's be very clear. This is how many times I went to court. So, action date 2/28/2000. 2/29/2000. 3/10/2000. 3/13/2000. 3/27/2000. 3/30/2000. Okay, wait a minute. I take that back. Those were okay. Let me see. The app on 2/28/2000 was the application and declaration for order, and this was for the domestic violence they filed against me and used my kid to write that stuff. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys that. So it was a petition to establish parental relationship filed and application for whatever. This is what you got to go through, guys, for these whack females. Using your kid for revenge and money. This corrupt system, Title 4D crime family who are contractors. But anyway, that was on 2/28. On 2/29/2000, declaration, 4-hour notice to opposing party filed. Ex parte, domestic violence. That was a hearing with some coward judge that uses kids for revenge and money. That's an abuser and corrupter of kids. His name is he's not a real judge. He's this kabuki court. His name is Frederick Mandabach. Yeah. And the clerk is Mike Lane. They're all child abusers and neglectors. Again, I went on 3/10/2000, filed POS of OSC, filed 3/13 POS of OSC. Again, on 3/27, the same corrupt, what do they call him, Commissioner Frederick Mandabach. Oh, different clerk, it was Sandra Bainbridge. So these are all, again, child abusers. They use kids for revenge and money. They're part of a business for profit. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. That's what you guys are. If me and a bunch of black people decided that we're going to be contractors and create a business for profit that uses kids for revenge and money, I think we'd all be in jail like you guys should be. There should be a special jail just for you guys. And let's be very clear. If I was a deadbeat dad, this would be okay. I would have paid y'all. But when you attack willing dads, real dads, not a father, an obligor, a pay rent, but a real dad who's trying to be in their children's life. If you look at the video, see how much I was fighting behind me to be in my kid's life, then it would be okay. But since I fought, y'all should have been letting me go. Just like the lady from the Compromise of Arrears program from Abund, what's it called when you're the mutual person? But anyway, some more dates, again at 5:15 with the same corrupt commissioner, Frederick Mandabach. He needs to be arrested. The clerk, Kim, a new clerk, Kim Femat, yep, and the bailiff, Pat Hageman, and the reporter, Georgia Bracamonte. So all these people should be arrested. They're child abusers and users. They use kids for revenge and money. They're in a business for profit. Let's keep it real. So, again, I was there in 7, 11, but I want to get to the meat of this. I was there, 4:30, 10:25:01, 6:20:03, again in 10:27:03. This is what you really have to go through to be a dad. Yeah, not to be a father. If I would have just paid y'all would have been good, but then I would have hated my kid, and my kid would have hated me right now, like kids do when you just pay Title 4D crime family. And think about it. Kids, if you're smart, if you got a pay rent that just sat back and paid, you should hate him or her, because that's all they did. They just paid their way out of being a real provider for you, a real mom or dad. Which you're a child, you didn't ask to come here. So let's get to the compromise of arrears. So there's a couple people I want to make sure we put on notice for that right there. And one of them, I'm embarrassed of this Asian dude right here. So this is the new person who took over, Denise Matthews, who I filed a complaint against. I read the complaint to you guys. That was the district attorney who threatened me in the courtroom, who walked right up to me and threatened me in my ear in the courtroom. So this is the new guy who took over, and this is the proceeding of that. So what happened is I was gonna pay them off for the guy who said I missed my blessing, but honestly I think it was the other way around. I think God said, this is not what I put you in this for. I put you in this for you to make this not happen to real dads who are trying to be there for their children. So I was working, and the boss was like, I need you to file a W-2, and that way, da-da-da-da-da. I said, okay, cool, I'm finna go back to court. I wrote up these letters and presented some information, and I'm hoping, they're gonna let this go. They're gonna see what happened, and, really I went in there begging. I didn't know any of the rules. Then I didn't even know they were called Title 4D. I was thinking they were child support and they were really doing something good. Come to find out, they have no interest in the kids. They do not give a damn about you kids. They shouldn't even be called child support. That name should be abolished instantly. So anyway, so I go in there to court. I'm working, and I'm trying to do the right thing. So I go in there, and I file an order, whatever it is, and this is 12/8/17. So I file that order. Well, I go in there, and I give this long, drawn out speech, and tell him that I'm trying to do better, this and that, and I want a job and I want to be a taxpaying citizen, blah, 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 blah. So, the district attorney, Denise Matthews, who I filed this is the complaint I filed on her. This is the complaint against Denise Matthews. As you can see it, read it, pause it, that I filed on her. She's the district attorney for child support. Here, I'll read it to you guys real quick. Today is the third time. This was 8/18/09. Today is the third time. This one I realized, I'm like, how come every time I turn around and I'm in court, she's here? And she's like hardcore. She like throwing bricks and stuff. So I said, today is the third time. So here's what happened anyway. Again, I realized that she, even though I got my way in court that day, but she belittled me. She tried to belittle me in the courtroom, and I wanted to let her know that this is real. You're done. This ain't flying no more. You got me twisted. So I went in there and I asked for a complaint. The lady gave me a complaint form. I wrote, today is the third time in court when Denise Matthews has said words to insult, hinder, and cause defamation of my character. Today, she stated that I was unfortunately on general relief, which is an absolute insult to me. 12 years ago, our first court appearance in Rancho Cucamonga, as I was walking out the court department, before exiting the courtroom, Denise Matthews came close to my ear and whispered, "Next time I will take your license." I could not believe what happened. About 2 years ago in San Bernardino, Arrowhead Court, we met again. Denise Matthews denied and never acknowledged my efforts and involvement with my son. Instead, she vindictively made my life and my son's life difficult. So that was a complaint I filed against her back then. And because of that, her coward ass supervisor, here goes his number, call him, tell him, why did he do that? And why is he in a business for profit that uses kids for revenge and money? So anyway, he called me and he was upheld about it. He said he couldn't believe it and he's sure she was going to deny it, which I realized he was going to tell her to deny it. Uncle Rodney said that, rest in peace. And so to take her place, when I went to court that day on December 2017, they had a new guy taking her place. And I didn't realize that when I went into like the little, so here goes another thing. Never go to legal aid. They are a part of the problem. One of the legal aids dudes told me, he was like, what are you complaining for? You're not really paying a lot. I'm like, I don't want to pay any at all. I want to be a dad. I'm not trying to pay nobody that's using my kid for revenge and money. But anyway, don't go to legal aid. Legal aid is corrupt. Y'all don't go to no lawyer. Any lawyer, they are the same. They're abusers. They're child neglectors and abusers. Lawyers are. Lawyers won't even tell the truth. Lawyers sign a contract with the bar, I suppose, or something, that they will work with Title 4D contractors and use kids for revenge and money. Every attorney. That's what you do. Let's keep it real. You'll never state rights. You'll never state our the law rights. Deprivation of rights under color of law, denial of due process. You'll never mention that. What about our constitutional rights? So anyway, the new guy, which is some coward Asian. I couldn't believe it. That you guys need to talk to him. So his name is, and he's in San Bernardino, right there on 2nd Street by the McDonald's Title 4D crime family building. And they have the audacity to have a child school in there so they can predator on them right there. They're just licking their chops at them kids. His name is Daniel L. Bell. He's the Asian guy that he's the new district attorney for Title 4D crime family. He took Denise Matthews' place. So Daniel L. Bell, at the San Bernardino court, you guys. Hey, keep your kids away from him. I know he's a pedophile. I'm keeping it real. He's licking his chops at your kids. He uses kids for revenge and money. He is a child abuser and user. He's in the business for profit. Let's keep it real. So, anyway, when I went in there, they wasn't trying to hear it. They denied me, so they sent me off to, and I gave out this long speech. I got it recorded somewhere. And they denied me. So, they said, you got to go down and do a compromise arrears, basically. And I was all set up. I was going to literally pay the compromise arrears just to get it off my back and be done with it and move on. But what happened, again, I stated this before. I came home one day, work, whatever, and I was talking to my son, and he said, today is your granddaughter's birthday, and she's 14. And I cried almost all day. I just worried that, something that could be ailing them or anything. They could be unfortunate, not have crap, and just going through the most. Got people, predators around them, and people, just using them and abusing them, basically. So I cried all day, and at that point I started studying and fighting, and I learned about the Title 4D, all their provisions, which are not laws. They're not law. They're not a part. They're a single and separate unit. They're not a part of the government. So anyway, when I went to court in December 18th, this is what I kind of pushed to them, and I wrote, all I ever asked for and wanted was to be a guiding, providing, protecting, loving dad. No amount of money can replace quality time and parenting. From the beginning, my case was falsely represented because documents and depositions were missing from file, so actions were misleading and not understood. I was discriminated for being black in Rancho Cucamonga court and my son's mother white. I was verbally attacked in courtroom by Denise Matthey, district attorney for Title 4D in Rancho, like this was standard procedure and I was nobody. See attached complaint. In the end, this senseless corruption, bullying, misleading acts only hurt and hinder our kids' future and self-esteem. For no reason led on by the courts, this has created for my son and I lifelong pain. Missed time together, life opportunities and goals that a dad and child never get back. My first career job as a correctional officer was denied after passing every test, getting in front of the board to say no only because my license was suspended because of child support. When I asked the court to let me take care of my son, and always did, I lost all chances to own a home, have a family, a decent work in life and career. That's what I wrote to the court. And I read that in front of them. They get a copy. I also wrote that my son's mom has written letters of reconciliation admitting to her wrongdoing. See attached. Please remove these arrears. I am undeserving of this and I want a job in life, which this has devastated my future and my son at the same time. I have left to be a productive tax-paying citizen. And I submitted all that. I submitted her letter to them. This was December 18th. I submitted their letter from the complaint I filed against Denise Matthews, the letter from my son's mom. She actually went down there with me. and admitted that she did it just because it was easy to do. She said it was easy to do. She didn't have to do nothing. All she had to do was agree to everything they said. They did everything. They're the big wigs, the hierarchies. All you coward-ass white people, I'm just keeping it real. You're the ones. Why? Because you wouldn't let no black people do that. And if you white, or if you black or Mexican and you work in those businesses, that business for profit, Title 4D, that uses kids for revenge and money, any of these that harms kids, you're a white back. You're not black or Mexican, you white in the back. You look black or Mexican in the front, your ass is white in the back. Let's keep it real. And I almost was one of y'all. If I'd have been a correctional officer, I'm pretty sure I'd have been a white back, just like y'all. I'd have been just taking the money and agreeing with it, buying me new house, new truck, new bike, all the good stuff, and just ignoring what's happening to our kids. So no, when you see homelessness, okay, here, let's address something. Today, news. They said 30 children or something in a child trafficking ring. Let's keep it real. What is Title 4D? It's child trafficking. Those kids, if they had a dad, you guys wouldn't be picking them up, because a dad would be looking out for them. So if you wouldn't take it, if America, yes, America, all you coward white people, that you know what you're doing with your systemic racism. If you weren't taking dads away from these kids like you're doing right now, all these foul women who are using these kids for revenge and money, don't have no reason, and then you call the police and they think they're all of a sudden they're child specialists. You know what you're doing. You're gonna bring a restraining order. We need to check your file and see how your kids are living. How about the I know of a detective or something where his stepson killed his girlfriend. Oh, but cops are good influence on kids. Hell no. Keep your kids away from cops. Period. Because if they're coming up doing this, yeah, they have no good intentions. If they don't have enough sense to say, nah, we're not getting involved with this. We are not child specialists. We don't know if this guy's a bad dad. We don't have no proof that he did something to this kid, did something to you. You just making this up so you can get money. Then no, you're foul. Let's keep it real. You're foul. Somebody needs to take your kid away from you. Yep, over some money. You need to get the same thing. So anyway, that was the court then. So the court directed me to compromise arrears. So, and that's when, like I said, I was going to do it. And I just couldn't do it, man. Because I